Hey guys, today we are going to take a tour of our backyard garden, but before we start, don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. Alright, so this is our main garden in our backyard, and I'm going to start here on this side and show you what we've got planted. The trellises slash fences here are all cucumbers. We've got pickle bush variety here. They're really good and small in salads and for pickling. I've also got some other kinds back here that are actually going to be longer. They are going to vine up a little more than these pickle bush will. But we do have some in here already. We've got a little fat guy right here. You can see him. And we've got several things throughout the garden. There's another one here that we do need to actually pick today. So, but moving on, you can see we've got all of our cucumbers, well, not all of them, but a lot of them, right here on these fence trellises. And we've been trying to guide them up. When they did start kind of vining and falling down across the ground, we would put them up on the fence and let them do their thing. So back here, along these fences, we have Kentucky pole beans. Yeah, they're doing awesome. In fact, they are reaching up way beyond what I expected they would. But we don't have any beans yet, but they are growing and vining, and we've got lots of little bud flowers on them, so I think we're going to have a really good crop of beans. Turning back around towards our main garden, you can see we've got tons of tomato plants, a few different varieties. We have Romas in here, big boy hybrids, beefsteak, and we have a lot of Romas planted elsewhere in those other areas of our garden. Over here on the far side of our garden, we have all of our zucchini plants. A couple different kinds. The main green zucchinis here in these two rows, and then that first row we have something called like a gray zucchini, I think is what it's called. They actually have some much different coloring and speckling on them. We've not grown those before, so we're really excited to try those. And any that we have let grow to where they are too big for it to be tasty for us to eat, we definitely have food for our chickens in that case. So we do have some very large zucchinis on our plants today that we need to pick. Over here, we've got all of our zucchini plants, as I mentioned. And I did say that we've got some big boys in here that definitely need to get picked today. I'm going to show you one now. He's a whopper. And as far as the other kinds I was mentioning, let's see. I know I've got some big ones in here. I'll try to show you. Here's one over here. That definitely needs to be picked. And like I said, if it's not good size, so it's going to make it nice and tender and good for us to eat, we've got lots of chicken feed with these giant mamma jammas like this. Alright, so there's our main garden. Let's move on over to where, as I mentioned, we've got little bits and pieces spread around our backyard garden spaces. Over here in front of the privacy fence we've got back here, these are all Roma tomatoes. We are hoping to do a lot of canning, salsas, sauces, stewed tomatoes this year, and the Romas will be perfect for that. Over here around the corner, we've got some cucumbers coming up the trellises, and again, a couple more Roma tomato plants popped down here in the middle, just trying to make use of the space and make it not look like crap at the same time. Here's one of our cucumbers. Looks pretty yummy. Okay. So over here, it's kind of a mess, but we've got these barrels, these half barrels here set up so that we can plant some more potatoes in them. We did have a small harvest already of some Yukon Gold potatoes, but we're going to plant some more. Over there, the half barrels that are sitting long ways, we had radishes in there, which we also harvested already. So we will be able to clear those out and plant again and have another harvest of radishes. I didn't plant a lot of peppers this year because it seemed like we just didn't eat them that much, but since we do make a lot of salsa, fresh salsa, and I wanted to have most of the ingredients if I could, I have 2 jalapeno plants here. And it looks like they're doing really well too. I got a big boy right here. Alright, and then as we move around to the back of the house, you'll be able to see our lettuce garden. And I honestly have not been able to keep track of everything that we have in here. We've got some spinach, we've got some butter crunch, some bib, romaine, and regular iceberg lettuce. There's also something else in here called salad mix or something like that. But yeah, a little bit of everything. So we planted some started plants in here, which is what you see as the real big ones, but we've also just planted seeds through the front, so we've got a lot of new growth. So we're going to have more lettuce, more different kinds of lettuce and spinach. As this gets eaten and goes to seed, we'll just keep having some. Coming all the way back down to the end. Got a lot of my herbs here that unfortunately I haven't used quickly enough, so they are starting to go to seed, but I can pop off the top of these and the bottoms are still growing. So I've got dill and rosemary here. I've got 2 different kinds of basil down here. This is cilantro and this is thyme. And I've used quite a bit of all of these in my cooking already. But again, it gets really warm back here in the evening and I think it might be a little much for them. So I'm thinking about maybe even hanging a white sheet or something down the front of this when the afternoon sun comes in, just to kind of keep them a little cooler. And in these 2 half barrels, I've got onions. I have white onions here and yellow onions here. Right now we've got a lot of green onion tops, and some bulbs are growing a little bit, but I don't know how much bulbs we're actually gonna get, but we definitely got lots of wonderful green onion that we can use in cooking and marinades and whatnot. So those will be really great. All right, so we're gonna take you around the outside of our house along our garage where we have, ta-da, planted tons more tomatoes. Like I said, the plan is to do a lot of canning this year if we can, and just planting things that we're going to be able to preserve in one way or another, either by freezing, making soups, canning, anything that we can do to be able to preserve the food that we're growing and it be something that we are going to eat all year into the winter, into early spring. So we've got more Roma tomatoes over here. Romas! Tons of them. So on a lot of these plants we do already have tomatoes. So down here we've got a little group started. We've got some back here also, as you can see. So these are doing really well, probably because this is probably the hottest spot of all of our garden space. It gets all of this direct sun like all day from morning till evening. So the ground was able to get really warm, the plants popped up. The hardest part about over here is keeping down the weeds because there's a lot of them. So but it's looking great. All right, so now you can watch us get our first harvest. that is it for our garden tour and our first harvest. We hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next time.